Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Nasa with Expansive Taste. Today, I'm talking about the book that I have finally published. It makes me so happy to be at this point where I finally have decided to put this out there. I've been holding on to this book. I've been talking about this book for so long. I mean, not everyone knew that I had written a book, but some of you did know. And some of you have been very supportive about me coming to this point. So the book is called Miss the Point. So this is just the sample of the book. I haven't ordered any actual books that can be sold, but these are for not for resale. So it's just a printed book that's a sample. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. Here's the front cover, the spine. I don't want, yeah, the glare is, making things look funky. But yeah, and there's the back. And yeah, I'm so happy that this book is out there. So in the title, of course, you see that I wrote the book in 2 weeks. And yes, that is almost true. I wrote the book in 17 days, which, rounds up to 2 weeks, makes it sound a little bit more special. But 17 days to write a novel is still pretty good. It was such a fun experience writing this book. I wrote it in 2020 during quarantine when I didn't have a job. I really didn't have any responsibilities. I was just able to chill in my room the whole I don't know 5 months. I was just chilling in my room, creating content, doing whatever it is that my heart desires. And it seemed like this book was calling me, and I felt like God was telling me to write this book, and I feel like I wouldn't have been able to write it unless God was there helping me, downloading all the information, all the words, and keeping that flow going for me. Because any other time where I am just trying to sit down and think of what to write, it is not happening. But for this book, it really did happen, and I can't take all the credit for for it coming to what it is right now. And just to give a brief explanation about how I did this, it was very fairly simple and easy. I didn't overcomplicate things. I literally just had a couple pieces of paper like this. I know they're worn right now. I had a couple pieces of paper, and I just wrote my little templates about what I was going to include in each chapter and some of my character name changes. And like this is like my timeline that I went off of. So I was like, okay, in January this happened. Took plan B, whatever. Had to talk about my mom about dropping out of school. Flip a coin, whatever. And then just key moments. And I really didn't get all detailed before I started writing out my book. But yeah, here's my timeline for January, February, March, and April. And that's really all I needed to get into a flow. I know there are a couple other pages that are kind of missing right now, but just like a few pages of some templates and ideas. And yeah, that was what I needed to get prepped for it. And at first I thought, okay, if I write 800 words a day, then I could finish this book in a couple months, and that will be great because I am someone who has known about NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, where a lot of writers are getting together, creating a community where on November they all decide to write 50,000 words, which is the average length of a novel. So yeah, they're writing 50,000 words in one what's it called? In 1 month, which is November. Yeah. And so I think that averages out to like 1,700 words a day or something like that. And I thought there was no way I can write 1,700 words a day. But it's like the first week or so, or maybe the first 5 days, I was writing 800, and it would take me pretty much all day to think of the 800 words. But then the rest of the time, or I had a little break, I went to the beach or whatever, and then when I came back home, I was just so ready, I was so fired up to get it done as soon as possible. And so from then on, like the over a week, I was writing like 4,000 words a day. And I don't know how that happened, but I can legit only put the credit on God for allowing me to do this. And so by the end of my 17-day book writing experience, I got up to like, I think 49,000 words or something like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I wrote the bulk of my book. And then it wasn't done. Obviously, it wasn't done. And when you are writing like that, like I was not sleeping. Let me tell you, I slept 4 hours a night for like over a week. Yeah, I was not sleeping. It was just I wake up, I'm typing. And after that was all done, I was so excited. I was so happy, so accomplished. But it wasn't ready. I had to do some editing because of course there were typos. There were hella typos and I had to fix them. I had to format the book better. I had to separate my chapters in a way that made more sense and whatnot. And then I went to, when I felt like I was done, I think I was editing it for like about 2 months, just, really fine tuning it or whatever. And then I went to Barnes and Noble Publishing to just print one hard copy book. And yeah, I printed one hard copy of this, and it was 114 pages, I believe. So yeah, it was 114 pages, and I let my best friend read it, and she was such a great support to me. She was the first person to read my book, and she gave me such good feedback and told me some things that I could change and some things that I should add. She even chose my book cover for me because she saw my art, and she was all like, "Ooh, just use this as your book cover." And I was like, "I don't know, it's not that cool," but it grew on me and I like it. So Natalie, thank you so much for being in my life and helping me out with this book. I would not have gotten as far as I did without your help. Yeah, so I really appreciate you for that. Of course, this first draft was still not perfect. A year later, I still went back for some edits or whatever. I think it might have been a year later. And I added even more. And I think, let's see, how many pages is this? This was 188. 188. I don't know how, but it went from 114 to 188. So I added more details. So yes, I wrote the book in 17 days, but I've been writing this book for, I don't know, since 2023 pretty much. Just adding more things, trying to make it make more sense, trying to make it flow better, adding better details so that it's not just like info dumping and confusion, and that it's like just a more well-rounded, thought out book. It had to be well thought out and well-rounded. This book is so important to me because it legit is based on my life. It's a memoir, guys. And because it is a memoir, I suppose it is easier to just write from your memory, than it is to like come up with new concepts, new stories, new people, new characters, new ideas, or whatever. But this right here is my final draft, and it comes to 192 pages. And yeah, it's even better because I have like this little insert right here and then a picture of me and then this cute cover. um I feel like it looks random, but there is a part in the book where the cover is like a little bit more relevant or whatever. And it's easier that I already had the art than having to hire an artist or whatever. Oh, you might be wondering, what is this book actually about? I'll try to sum it up by just reading the back over here, okay? Miss the Point is a coming-of-age novel based on the author's true life events. Included are stories about hookup culture, college parties, religion, drug use, sexual trauma, mental health, etc. Be prepared to laugh, cry, and expand your way of thinking. And then we're getting into the actual, first character. What is it called again? First perspective? First person. That's what I mean. I'm going to read the first person version of what Miss the Point is about. Okay. My name is Nola. I was born in Haiti and have lived most of my life in Florida. I'm currently 20 and living in the college dorms. Besides starting my senior year in university and still not being sure about my future career path, everything in my life was great, or at least I was able to pretend everything. There's a typo on the back. Oh my gosh. At least I was able to pretend everything was great until I crossed paths with Michael, a dark-skinned, dreadlocked soccer player from Belgium. Something about Michael's presence in my life caused hidden dreams, insecurities, and consequences of my trauma to resurface. While I was attempting to run from these things by focusing on creating amazing memories with friends and raising my body count, the truth only progressively became uglier And louder. Okay, that was dramatic. I need to fix this typo. I'm so sorry about that. I'll fix that tonight. And I know that Amazon will update it pretty much as soon as they can. So in this book, I do speak about my college experiences. I talk about the fun I had, the friends I made, just all that, fun, glamorous kind of stuff you see on the movies or whatever, or just like the boring stuff too, I suppose. But I also focus heavily on things revolving around hookup culture and sex and the impact it had on me on my mental health. And I definitely speak on the expectation that college students have to like pretty much know and figure out what they're supposed to do for the rest of their lives, and the pressure of all that and the confusion that can be tied to it. And sometimes you don't even feel like you want to pursue anything, or that no, there's nothing in the adult world that is attractive to you, and so you're not really thinking about getting that 9 to 5. You feel like there's something else that's calling you, but it's not quite clear to you yet. And I feel like I shouldn't be saying this part because it could be a spoiler or whatever, but like come on, it's my life, okay? There's no spoiling. Yes, it's a story. I wrote it like it's fiction. I want it to be read like it's fiction, but it's also just a true story, and it's just something that is a big deal. So yeah, I'm going to say that I do talk about how I was raped when I was 17 and the impact it had on me, and just how it took me, how long, and also how long it took me to realize that this is what happened, and like the whole processing of that information, the whole processing of that feeling, that trauma. So I don't feel like I should shy from like giving out the big reveal or whatever. I mean, there's plenty of more stuff that happens in here that isn't what I just said. Like, there are lots of little stories about things that did not go right, about times I've been mistreated, abused in whatever way. And yeah, or just like just had some misunderstandings, very lots of misunderstandings and poor communication, just things you can't really know how to do perfectly yet as you're a growing adult. I definitely had a lot to learn back then, and I'm glad I learned it in the way that I did, I suppose. I don't know how to phrase that differently. I'm happy to have learned and grown, okay? I'm not sure if some of those things had to happen in the way that they did in order for me to learn, but it's what happened, and that's how it's what makes me who I am today, I suppose. And with this book, I really aim for it to make a positive impact. I know some people have told me that I shouldn't release this book because it's too much personal information, and this information can be used against me, and that it doesn't help me because it's all so negative and just like, it's not perfect. It doesn't portray a perfect life, I suppose, but that's not how life is, and I can't pretend that I am what other people want to assume I am. And it's like no one is one dimensional. Everyone has a story. We each have experiences that make us unique and that teach us different things. And I don't feel like we should shy from hiding or feel shame about how we came to who we are. I feel like it's time to open your mouth and tell the truth and not be weighted down by your shame or your guilt, or, just secrets that aren't really benefiting you by just keeping them to yourself. I know that if Maya Angelou, if Oprah never opened up about their stories, about their childhood experiences, I probably would have never had the courage in order to do this. So I look at them, and that tells me that there is a way out of your sadness, out of your depression, out of your feeling of like feeling unworthy. That's the big thing that I want to like change. I don't want people to feel like they're unworthy, like they're unseen, like they're unimportant, like your story matters. I'm also thinking about this women's conference that my aunt led, that, the theme was your story matters. And so I feel like coming from that, I was inspired to just like go ahead and put my book out there, because I've been hiding it for so long, just thinking that I can get away with not doing it. But nah, like the nagging feeling was always inside of me telling me, just put your story out there. Once you do this step, you can do anything. There's nothing that can stop you. Just let go of this secret. Just let go of the shame, and like you can like what's the fear after that? What can stop me now? Yeah, I feel like nothing can stop me now, and I want you all to experience this too. I want you to feel important. I want you to feel like your words matter, your story matter, your desires matter, and that you are just overall worthy, and that you are loved, and yeah, everything, everything you want, it's there waiting for you. So you just have to let go of the fear, and actually go after the things that you want. Yeah, so I suppose that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for making it to this point of the video. I almost completely forgot. I'm doing a giveaway. I'm going to give away at least 2 copies of this. I think, yeah, I'm for now, I think I'm just gonna give away 2 copies, because I want you guys to buy it, okay? So all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment, you know, do whatever it is that you do, and then you're also going to follow my Instagram, which is at Nasa S, and then let's see, I'm gonna do a story. I'm gonna post a story that's going to like have like a little coded message, or not a coded message, pretty much you're going to insert your answers. That is the answer I'm giving you right now. There are 3 emojis that you have to insert to let me know that you watched this video and that you pretty much followed all the steps, okay? You know, if you post these 3 emojis, I know you made it to this point of the video. So first emoji, zebra. Second emoji, what is it again? What was I thinking? Baguette, the French baguette, yes. Zebra, French baguette. Third emoji, yellow taxi cab. The side profile one, not the front profile, side profile, yellow taxi cab. Zebra, French baguette, yellow taxi cab, the side profile. I know, very specific, but I want it to be very, I don't know. It can't just be smiley face and heart, okay? If it's smiley face and heart, I know you didn't even try. Yeah, so I think you could do that here too. Yeah, comment down below the 3 emojis to let me know that you made it to this one of the video, and then do the same thing on Instagram, and you will get a book. At least 2 of you will, which won't be that hard because only like a few people follow me. So yeah, thank you so much for making it to this one of the video. I really appreciate you. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join the little contest. Go to my Instagram story. It'll be up. Don't worry. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I send you my love. Mwah. Bisous.